Welcome to another Parks Alliance read along. We have a special guest today who's going to do her unique mode of storytelling. It's Nia Eubanks-Dixon of Creative Praxis. She will be on in just a few minutes, but first, Lula DeVersha and I are going to welcome you here to our Parks Alliance read along broadcast today.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Lula. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Really well, thank you.
Happy Thursday.
Indeed. It's been a good week of broadcasts. We had 5 live broadcasts this week.
Yes, we started with our Meditation Monday, which I'm excited about coming back this upcoming Monday. We're changing our time to 8 a.m., right?
We had a lot of feedback that people felt that unfortunately 9 a.m. they had to be in the virtual office.
Yes.
So it wasn't a convenient time. So we're switching it to 8 a.m. per your suggestions. So 8 a.m. we'll be there with Rupert, and we're going to be announcing very soon. Just watch our social media. We'll be promoting tomorrow and over the weekend. We'll be putting those links up in Facebook and YouTube and Instagram just to show you we'll be there. And you can, of course, always go back and watch our Monday meditation and the breathing exercises that Brandon Everett did.
Yes. So I'm going to apologize in advance if I'm looking down. I'm just looking at my notes. So, so we're excited to come back to do our second Meditation Monday. Join us 8 a.m. next Monday. We'll do more information. We'll post the information this upcoming week. And if you get when you get a chance, if you go to our website, which is www.philipparks.org, and sign the petition, just asking for more funding for our parks and recreation centers. It takes less than a minute to sign the petition. That would be incredible. We'll put our website link in the comment section as well. And then what's going on with our YouTube page, Steve?
Let me go. Actually, I'm going to look over here for a second. I'm going to go back to our page. I think we have 56 subscribers now. Is that right? It's somewhere around that. And it's really exciting. We got a lot of subscribers yesterday. So we were just 44 subscribers away from getting to 100. And the reason we want to get to 100, I mean, it's a nice number, but the reason is then we can change our YouTube address from this to something that looks like youtube.com/this. And so that'll be really nice. That'll make it a lot easier for people to find all of our archive videos as well. But you can certainly go on to the Philadelphia Park. If you search for Philadelphia Parks Alliance in YouTube, we'll pop right up. You'll be able to find us, but we'd like to make it easier. So now we have 57 subscribers. So just 43 away from 100. So that's very exciting. And
Yeah, so when we started this read along about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is our 4th full week. Yeah,
so we're super excited to have our special guest today. Nia does this unique storytelling, so it's not like our typical reading that we have done. So I'm excited to experience that. But when we started almost 4 weeks ago, we had 3 YouTube followers. So we're growing. I'm super excited. So if you joined us, just let us know where you're watching from in the comment section so we can give you a shout out.
Please share. Please share too. Hit that share button, and folks can join us right now, and we'll during the broadcast. But also, if they don't see that notification that you shared it until later on, they can watch the whole broadcast in the very beginning.
Yes. Should we bring our guest?
Let's do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Wonderful. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're so excited to have you. Thank you, Steve. And we're excited for you to show us your creative way of telling a story. But before we get there, if you can tell us just about who you are, because you are a master of everything. You do everything from training, facilitating, to working with youth in a very creative way, to creating your own company. That's incredible, that I think a lot of people need to know about. Just tell us about your background, who you are, and how you got to where you are right now.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. I am Nia Eubanks-Dixon. I'm the founder of a wonderful organization called Creative Praxis. Creative Praxis is a training organization that is steeped in 6 principles or 6 core principles. We work with youth. We work with youth leaders, administrators, principals, anyone who works with young people in their community for the purposes of liberation or freedom. We do trainings in things like trauma healing or trauma-informed spaces, restorative practice, art and community. We do another wonderful training on anti-racism and decolonizing our classrooms and our homes and our learning spaces. So we've been doing these trainings all over the world, primarily in the United States, but definitely in Philly and in our nation. And like I said before, in our world. And we're really excited. We work with young people, so we do storytelling, we bring in the arts. And then, like I said, we also work with the people who work with youth. So our teachers, our principals, our coordinators, everyone who works with young people. I think for me, I come to this work for about 20 years of working with youth. And I am a professional dancer and storyteller and actress, and I've toured the world doing so. But I'm also a teacher. And so for me, it's been a wonderful journey to merge those worlds together, that artistic world, the education world. I'm also a counselor.
Right.
And then I'm also a community organizer. So I believe in social justice. I believe that we all deserve to be free, and to live in our light and our power. So Creative Praxis just came out of that. It came out of that, that love of the arts and the understanding of the arts, the need for quality education in our schools and in our homes. And then it comes from social justice and making sure that all of us have the resources and the needs to be free and to live to our best version of ourselves. So that's me. And so why, when people say your storytelling is different, it's different because I bring in all of those experiences. And we really hope that when people interact with us, that they come bringing all of their experience with us.
That is powerful. And like I said, it's something I have never heard of or have seen before, which is magnificent by itself. And I just love what you just said toward the end, which you encourage a lot of people to come with all of their experiences, because that's what storytelling is in so many unique ways. And you do that so well. And you talked about trauma earlier and being able to assist folks who are going through different type of traumatic events. We had a conversation this past Tuesday with an expert as well, just about depression and what our youth are going through. So we see this theme especially happening right now with the shutdown, being isolated from our loved ones. So I wonder how that's showing up in the work that you're doing right now, or if you see any like patterns.
Yeah, so from my conversations with so many youth organizations and even my conversations with young people, there's definitely a need, and people are asking for things like self-care, for, working with youth programming, now having to do it remotely. How do we set up trauma-informed and healing-centered approaches that we can then incorporate and work with young people and their families? So it's definitely a trend. It's definitely something that it's needed, because I think as human beings, there's a desire for us to be in connection with other people. And so I think in this particular time, when we are having to isolate for health reasons and for good reasons, it's also bringing up a lot of feelings of loneliness and hopelessness. And so I think it's really important for us to come together and think of creative ways in which we can support our young people, support their families and our community. And so that's what Creative Praxis right now has really been doing. We've been setting up online trainings. We've been working with providers and even working with young people. We were on a call yesterday with a group of youth, and we talked to them about how do you set up healing spaces in your home, a space that's just for you to reflect and for you to come into your own peace.
Oh wow, that's powerful. So what we will do is we'll put her information in the comment section, so we could do a follow up maybe if you want to learn more about her company. I think this is a great way to connect and expand the work that you are doing to everywhere in Philly and beyond, because I think it's very much so needed.
Yep. And I think the last thing that is really important for people to know about the storytelling that we've been doing, particularly around this time, is that is why in our storytelling, we make sure that we take time to stop and just go and actively interact with another human being in your household.
Right.
So when I tell stories today, you're going to notice that there is a section where we actually have dialogue and look each other in the eyes, and especially for parents when they're talking with young people, that we really stop and engage in authentic relationships and just coming together. Like, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. Let me see my child. Let me see my auntie or my mom or my grandmother. So that's another really important part for us, is that our story times are about building relationships.
I love it. So tell us what you have planned for us today.
Yeah, so today we're going to do some stories. My mother is a professional storyteller. And so when I was a child, we used to listen to my mother. We would go to festivals and schools and hear my mother tell stories. And so I grew up around storytellers. And so I'm going to share some of the stories that my mother used to share with me. Of course, I'm adding my own understanding to it. And then we're also going to learn some sign language. We're going to do some movement. So it's going to be a good time.
Well, we're excited. If you just joined us, you came right the perfect time because we are about to get started. I'm going to take myself off the screen and I'm going to let you take over.
All right. Wonderful. So let's get started. We're excited. I'm going to go get some water and drink some water. So if you just joined, welcome. Please get comfortable as we get ready to go on a wonderful adventure. It's all a part of me. Wonderful. So like I said before, I am Nia Eubanks-Dixon, and I am so happy to join you and for you to join me today. I am with Creative Praxis, and Creative Praxis is a training organization that is about all of us coming together to be our best self. We work with youth, we work with young people and children and teachers and coordinators and everybody who works with youth in this wonderful world, because ultimately we all want to be our best self. So today we are going to go on a wonderful adventure where we're going to do some movement, where we're going to do some listening, and where we are going to do some talking to each other. But before we do that, there's something that we always do at Creative Praxis, is which we teach 3 words. How many words? 3 words. Very good. So don't be afraid to yell out at your phone or your computer, because this is your time to express yourself, to get loud, to get into your bodies, and just to share. Because it's not just going to be me up here telling stories. You all are going to go on an adventure with me. Okay? Awesome. So we're going to teach you 3 words. How many words? 3 words. So this comes from a man named Baba Chuck Davis, who was a wonderful teacher, a wonderful dancer, and he wanted to make sure that all human beings knew these special 3 words. So the first word is, I'm going to ask you to put your hands out like so. We're going to do some sign language with it, right? So we're not only going to speak it, but we're going to put it in our hands and even into our bodies. So we're going to do our first one, which is put your hands out like so. Yep, you got it. Put your hands out, and you're going to go like this and bring it down. So almost like you're doing a pizza or you're making a pie, right? So you're going to hit your hand 1, 2, and bring it down. That means peace. Let's try it again. You got it? Peace. Peace. One more time. Peace. Good job. Okay, first sign language word. Peace. Awesome. So what is peace? We believe at Creative Praxis that peace is about safety. We all have a right to be safe in our homes. We have a right to be safe in our communities. And we have a right to be safe in our world. That when we come into our household, that we can have a peace of mind, a calm mind, a safe space, a courageous space in our homes, in our rooms, in our community, and in our world. Let's do it again. Peace. You got it? One more time. Peace. Okay. All right. The next one is, you're going to put your shoulders like so. Cross your shoulders like so. Yep. And we're going to throw it back and we're going to say love. You got it? 1, 2, 3. Love. Now, children, if you're listening and your parents are not doing it, turn to your parents and say, mommy or daddy or grandma, whoever you're with, get them to do this with you. You're going to cross your arms like this, and you're going to say Love. You got it? Love. Good. What is love? For me, I think love is about being concerned and compassionate, being tender with myself and being tender with other people, learning to listen to the voice that's inside of me and respecting the voice that's inside of everyone else, right? So we're going to throw it back and say love. Now we got to put it in our body because love is not passive, meaning you don't just talk love, you do love. So let's throw it back one more time. Love. Awesome. The first one is peace. The second one is love. And the last one is you're going to make your two fingers just like this, like a peace sign. You're going to cross it. You're going to put it to your forehead just like this. And you're going to throw it out real hard and say respect. You got it? Let's try it. Cross your fingers, put it to your forehead and say respect. Now, some people say that respect is to treat those the way they want to be treated. Have you ever heard that before? To treat those the way you want to be treated? I don't like that definition because I don't know how you treat yourself. So for Creative Praxis, we say that respect means that before you judge me, you will respect and take another look. And before I judge you, I will respect and take another look and see the light in you and see the light in me. So when I'm making a comment like, oh, I'm not that good at singing, I remember to respect. See the light in myself. I think I can sing. Respect. Or maybe you want to say something that's maybe not kind to another person. You always want to remember to respect. Choose to see the light in them before you make a judgment. You got it? All right, let's try it all together. You ready? If you want, you can go ahead and stand up right where you are in front of your computer or your phone and try it with me. The first word is peace. The second word is love. The third word is respect. One more time. Peace, love, respect. Now, can you do it without me? I'm going to do the sign language, and I want you loud and proud to say the three words. You ready? Here we go. One more time. Good job. Now I'm going to do it with you. Last time, loud and proud. Get it in your body. Love, respect. Okay. Peace, love, respect. Good. So as we go on our adventure today, I ask you to remember those three wonderful words: peace, love, and respect. Because that's what we all need. We all need peace. We all need love, and we all need respect. So as you notice, there's a bag here. Now, when I was a child, my mother would carry around a bag similar to this one. And whenever I saw my mom come home and she had a bag like this, or maybe it was a purse, and she told us to sit down, I knew it was story time. And I would sit down on the floor and I would wait and get so excited because I knew that something inside this bag was about the story that my mom was going to tell. And every day when my mom would bring this bag, I would be like, ooh, what story is it? What story is it? And then she would say, sit down. Crisscross applesauce, because today we are going to go on a very special adventure. Then she would say, now who can guess what is inside this bag? Oh, this was the part that I liked. So now I'm going to see, just like my mother, if you can guess what's inside of my special bag. That's going to be what the story today is going to be about. Let's see. Ooh. Our special giraffe got knocked over. We'll put him right back. Here we go. What do you think that is? Is it heavy? What do you think that could be? Maybe it's a paper clip. Does that sound like a paper clip? No, it sounds heavier than a paper clip. Let's see. Let's give it a good shake. Let us look to see what's inside the bag. If what you think is actually the thing that it is. And this giraffe keeps on. We're going to put our giraffe right here down. So let's see what is special in this bag. A rock. Now, this isn't just any rock. This rock has been passed down from generation to generation in my family. My mother gave me this rock when I was like 8 years old. Now, before my mother gave this rock to me, I would notice that my mom would walk around the house whenever she was upset or not feeling it, or maybe she had a bad day at work. She would walk around the house and she would be rubbing on this rock. And that's how we knew to leave my mother alone. I think all of us know when it is time to leave our mothers or fathers alone, when they are frustrated or maybe just having a bad day and they need a moment. Well, in my house, I knew that my mom was not having such a good day when she would walk around and she would be rubbing this rock and she would be thinking about something, and I knew something was going on. Well, one day I asked my mom when she wasn't upset or wasn't frustrated, why she always rubbed this rock. And she said to me, Nia, I never told you the story of all things are linked. No, I said, I don't think I've ever heard that story. Sit down, my child, and I am going to tell you the story of how this rock got to me for so many generations. See, a long time ago, there were two friends, Katia and Nina, who did everything together. They played together. They jumped rope together. They loved to compete together. If one said, look, I can move my arms like this, the other would say, I can move my arms like this. If one said, I can run really fast, the other would say, I can run even faster. If one said, I can turn around like this, then the other one would try to go even faster. Well, they would do this all the time, trying to see which one could outdo the other. Now, Nina was always seemed to be losing to Katia lately, and she was getting fed up. So one day they're taking a walk and they're talking and they're playing like they always do. And Nia looked down and she saw a rock. And she picked up the rock and noticed that there was a bird's nest way up high in the tree. And feeling really good and feeling like I can finally get Katia, Nina said, you know what, Katia? You see that there bird's nest way up there in that tree? I bet you I could take this here rock and throw it so far and throw it so strong that I can knock that bird's nest right out of that tree. Oh, Katia said, you can't knock that bird's nest out of that tree. Everybody knows my arm is stronger. Everybody knows that I have a good aim. I can knock that bird's nest out of the tree. Nah, said Nina, I can do it, and you're going to be surprised. All right, I don't think you can do it, Katia said. So Nina looked over, and she looked at that bird's nest way up there in that tree, and she looked at the rock that was in her hand, and she brought her arm back as strong, as powerful as she could possibly think to do, and she threw the rock. A loud cry of a mother bird went screeching throughout the land because her baby birds were in that nest. Now that sound let off a sound to the rabbit, who knew that danger was near, because why else would the mother bird give such a cry? So the rabbit began to run and run and run and run and run and run and run until it hit the fox. And the rabbit told the fox, hey, the mother bird gave a sign that danger is near. Oh, said the fox, I must surely also run. So the fox began to run and run and run and run and run and run until it hit the deer. And the fox told the deer, danger is near. The rabbit told me that the mother bird gave a sound that we should all be aware of. So the deer began to run and run and run. Now nearby in a village was an old man who used to take the water from the well and bring it into his community. And he did this every day so that the people would have water to drink and to cook with and to wash their clothes and to bathe their children. This was his job for the community. Now, as the old man was getting the water from the well, as he always had done, the deer came into the community and knocked the old man over. Meanwhile, back in the village or in the community, the people began to wonder, why don't we have water? Where is the old man that brought our water so that we can drink and have things to cook with and bathe our children? They waited and waited and waited, And then they started to get worried. He is never late like this. Surely something has happened to him. Let us go and see what happened to the old man at the well. So the community got together and they went and they found the old man laying down, pretty hurt. The people asked, "What happened?" "I don't know what happened. The deer came and knocked me down." "Oh no," said the people. "Why would the deer do such a thing? This has never happened before. The deer has never come into our community like this." So all the people got together and they started to walk to figure out what would make the deer come into the community to knock the old man down, which meant that the people did not have water to drink or to cook with or to bathe the children. So they went on a walk. And as they were walking, they saw the footprints of the deer. And they walked and walked and walked and walked until they found the footsteps of what animal? Do you remember? Do you remember what animal it was? Who told the deer that danger was near? Ah, the fox. The fox? What would make the fox tell the deer to then come into our community and knock the old man over, who would give the water that would make it so that we could have something to drink and to cook with and to bathe our children? That doesn't make any sense. So they kept walking until they got to the footprints of that's right, the rabbit. The rabbit? Why would the rabbit tell the fox to tell the deer that danger was near, that would then knock the old man over who was carrying our water so that we can have food and so that we can drink and bathe our children? And now the old man is so badly hurt. They walked a little bit further, and as they were walking, they saw the bird's nest. What happened to this bird's nest? And why is this bird's nest sending a signal to the rabbit who told the fox who told the deer? And as they're trying to put the pieces together, they can hear sounds of laughter. I told you, I can take this here rock and knock it off that bird's nest, hit that bird's nest, and knock that bird's nest down. Katia was like, "You did it. I can't believe it, but you did it." And the two of them are just laughing, and Nina's feeling all proud and strong for everything that she done did. And as they're talking and laughing, the people in the community approached them. And an elder walked up to Nina and said, "Did you knock that bird's nest out of that tree that sent the sound to the mother bird that danger was near, that sent a sound to the rabbit, that sent a sound to the fox, that then went to tell the deer, that knocked the old man over who was carrying our water? So now we have no water to drink, nothing to cook with, nothing to bathe our children with?" And feeling good and proud, Nina said, "Yeah, that was me. I did it." Did you hear everything that I told you happened because of one decision that you made? Nina put her head down because she had not thought of it that way. She just thought that she was just hitting a bird's nest. But she had forgotten that baby birds live in that bird's nest, that birds have come together to make a safe space for their baby birds. She didn't realize that that sound of the mother had sent the sign to the fox, that sent the signal to the deer, the rabbit who sent the signal to the deer that knocked the old man over and hurt the old man, that then affected a whole community. Nina looked over at the people and felt so bad about what happened to the bird's nest, felt so horrible about what happened to the old man and to all the people that were impacted. The elder gave Nina and said, "Let me see that rock." She held the rock in her hand and said, "I want you to keep this rock. And I want you to always remember that what I do affects you and what you do affects me, because we are linked. We are all connected in this wonderful world. What I do affects you, what you do affects me, and what we do affects the land in which we live. And so we must always come together. That never do anything without thinking, how is this going to impact me? And how is this going to impact you? Do you understand, my child?" "Yes," Nina said. Do you understand, my child? Talking to Katia. Yes, Katia said. Take this rock and pass it from generation to remember that all things are linked. And so Nina passed it to her daughter, who passed it to her son, who passed it to their daughter, who passed it to her son, who passed it to my mother. And when I got to be young and ready, my mother passed it to me. And that is how I know that all things, and I remember that all things are linked, and that what I do affects you and what you do affects me. So I have this rock, and I now have an 11-year-old daughter who I have told this story to. And so now this year, as she gets ready, I'm going to pass this rock on to her. And so every time you see a rock, whether you're at a park or no matter where you are, I want you to pick up this rock and I want you to hold it in your hand. And I want you to remember that all things are linked. So thank you all for listening to that wonderful story. And this story always warms me. And every time I see a rock, no matter if I'm at the beach or if I'm hanging out with my friends, and I see a rock like this, it always reminds me of how connected we really are. And so why during this wonderful time or in this hard time that we're in, that we have to remember that we have to make sure that we are respecting our distancing. If we have a mask and we go out, that we put the mask on our face so that we don't get each other sick, so that we can all be healthy human beings. So with that, I'm going to ask you all, as I get ready to close out, to do something that we always do before we leave any creative praxis training, is that we stand up collectively together. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to stand up with me because we want to get in our bodies, right? So I'm going to ask you on a count of 3 to stand up, and that means everybody in the room, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, whoever you are, from 2 to 102. If you can, stand up or sit tall, maybe if you can't stand, and we're going to do our closeout. Now, before we do our closeout, right, we're going to do a quick song with our closeout, okay? So we're going to stand to our feet on the count of 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Rise up wherever you are. Good job, right? Because we want to get in our bodies, because we want to make sure we remember that all things are linked. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want us all to get up, and I want us to remember that as all things are linked, what I do impacts you, and what you do affects me, impacts me. And why that's important is because I am beautiful, right? I am beautiful inside and I am beautiful outside. I love how kind I can be to people. I love my hair. I love my skin. I love everything about me. And I also love and respect everything about you. And that's why I'm mindful of what I do impacts you and what you do impacts me. And I want to just make sure that I am being kind and beautiful to myself and kind and beautiful to others. So when we started this today, we did a song called Inside Beauty and Outside Beauty by a wonderful artist named Groovy Nate. Can you say that? Groovy Nate. For you parents out there, look him up. He's an amazing artist, amazing singer. My children loved Groovy Nate for so many years. Even my daughter, who's 11 now, is like, I still love Groovy Nate because Groovy Nate is what? Awesome. So the words to this song are really simple. There's an inside beauty, and we're going to do movement to it. So it goes like this. There's an inside beauty, and you can repeat after me and use your shoulders with it. There's an inside beauty and an outside beauty. One more time. There's an inside beauty and an outside beauty. Let's try it again. There's an inside beauty and an outside beauty. Is everybody doing it with me? Let's try it one more time. There's an inside beauty and an outside beauty. Then the next part of the song is really simple. And it's all, and make your arms really big, and it's all a part of me and you. One more time. And it's all a part of me and you. You got it? So the words are, there's an inside beauty, there's an outside beauty, there's an inside beauty, There's an outside beauty, there's an inside beauty, there's an outside beauty, and it's all a part of me and you. Let's try it with music before we get ready to close out. You ready? Here we go. Y'all hear it? Now, remember, we're going to add our shoulders. We're going to... Ready? Outside beauty, there's an inside. Use those shoulders. Outside beauty, there's an inside beauty. Ready? Next movement. And it's all a part of me and you. There's an inside. There you go. In and out. Y'all can go ahead and sing it. There's an inside beauty, in and outside beauty. There's an inside beauty, in and out. Here we go. Beauty, and it's all a part of me and you. Wonderful. Thank you all so much. And we're going to do this one thing together to close out. Remember that peace, that love, and that respect? We're going to do it all together one more time as we get ready to say our goodbyes. So here we go. Put your hands out like so. And you're just going to repeat after me, which means when I say it, then you say it. You got it? And this is for everybody to do. And as you're doing it, I'm going to ask you to look at the people that are in the space. Maybe look at your mom or your dad and mothers and fathers and aunties or cousins or grandmas or sisters. Look at each other in the space because it's important for us to see each other. Parents, I encourage you to see your children. You ready? Repeat after me. The first word is peace, love, respect for everybody. All the power that has ever been is right here, right now, inside of me, inside of you. I am because you are, and you are because I am. Today, we choose community. Thank you all so much. You all did a wonderful job. Give your parent or whatever a high five and let them know that you appreciate them because it is so, so important that we remember that we are all together in this time. Many blessings to you all.
Nia, that was amazing. Wow. So many
you.
affirmations, so many different messages. We have a couple of people who commented saying, great message. I love your energy. Just to think how one decision can affect the whole community. That goes to the thank you, Gerald, for always tuning in. And it says we all are connected. Be the change that you want to see.
Yes.
What a fantastic storyteller. Great message and wonderfully told. Yes, you are amazing at what you do. Thank you so much. You have a lot of hand claps going for you. Seriously, thank you so much. We did, for those of you who just joined us, this is recorded. So if you just came in toward the end of this session, you can go back and rewatch it again. Also, if you want to connect with Nia, there's her, we put her website and her some social media handles in the comment sections as well. So if you scroll up just a little bit, you'll see all her information in there. Any closing? Any, like, you were incredible. I was participating with everything that you were doing.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, others would like to. On Fridays, we do our Creative Praxis, the story time on Fridays at 11 o'clock. And it's a little bit longer. And like I said, there's movement, there's dance. And then people just please reach out. We have so many resources. We're working now on doing a how do we have engaging in online meeting spaces and trainings. So we're putting together a wonderful packet for that.
Will that be on your website?
Yep, that's going to be on the website, and probably like a week from now, people will have access to that. But if they go to our Liberation, the Creative Praxis Facebook page, you can get all the information that we want. And as I said before, we do story times on Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, come check us out, see what we're doing. And once this is over, we would love to come into the schools and community centers and wherever people would have us.
So with your do you have a reading next? I mean, this Friday, as in tomorrow at 11?
Yeah, as in tomorrow. Yep.
Perfect.
Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how all of us are storytellers. So it's not just me, but all of us are. And so really getting young people and parents to think about how do we encourage our young people to create and tell our own stories, because that's really important.
That is very important. And shout out to your mom for passing generation to generation information. Seriously, an amazing storyteller. You're an incredible storyteller. I can only imagine how amazing your mom is as well. We are grateful for you to take your time and share with us. This is recorded, so you can rewatch this again. You can reshare it. You can host a watch party. I think this is a great way of engaging with your kids. So you could watch it tomorrow. You could watch it today. You could watch it whenever you want. And also, like Nia said, there is a storytelling happening tomorrow as well. So you can join her at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Where again?
It's going to be at our Creative Praxis page on Facebook.
Okay.
At 11 a.m. And if people have questions, they can always just go to creativepraxis.org and subscribe. And we'll always be sending them new information about not only what we're doing, but we really believe in sharing resources for parents and for young people, especially during this time when we really need to stay connected and stay whole and stay healthy.
Well, we're grateful for you again. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And we look forward to coming back and to partnering with you all in any way that you need us to be with you.
Yes, thank you so much. And everyone, yes, thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back Monday with our Meditation Monday. And next week is our teachers will be joining us to do story time. So we're super excited. I will have more information for you sometimes this upcoming week and early this weekend as well.
And thanks for getting us up out of our seats. I really needed that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, blessings.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.